Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, B-Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab. Well, I do what I do for you. I got something nice for you today. Got a few pages I want to read to you, break down some information that I think you can use. You know how we do. Let's go. Rightism. 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. Message, a story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receiving. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. I got something for you today. Right thinking, mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, excuse me, educate, and motivate, excuse me, you, the individual to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. That means to know yourself. Right thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission. That all those who claim to be right thinkers know themselves with the lessons that I give. That's what I do for you. Let's go. I asked the question, do you know you? If you got a problem with that, it's rhetorical. But if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. Let's go. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. Roll with me. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is foolish. Disregard them. Excuse me. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I'm a spiritual narcloud. I can wake you up. That's what I'm here to do. Wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons they reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. Woo! We in the book again, my little glorious meditation book. And this is dealing with all mental concepts, okay? So psycho spiritual concepts, but it's mainly giving you insight on yourself with metaphors and concepts. This one we're going to use called the Het Haru, excuse me. Yeah, Het Haru as the eye of Ra. What does that mean? Good, let's go. Now I can do my job, teach you what it means. There are several ancient Egyptian myths. Again, myths are like stories, okay? They're meant to make a point, to get you to understand something. You got a bunch of Egyptian myths relating to what? The eye. One tells that the eye left Ra and went into creation and was lost. This is the concept of our spirit coming to physical matter. We don't know ourselves, hence know thyself. So let's try to understand that conceptually. Ra, which is the what? Divine self, sent who? His divine wisdom, aka Tahuti, to do what? To find the eye. The eye, which originally was Shu and Tefnut, his kids went out to play. The eye went out to find them, and the eye did. Another story, but okay. But everybody got a story conceptually to explain about the eye and creation. But let's tell you around right here. Now, Tahuti, which represents God's mind and wisdom, he went to find the eye, which is represented by what? The individual soul that's in us. Feel where I'm going with this? We are the individual souls that the eye came into being and watch and to what? Bring it back. Our spirits want to go back. Hope you get the concept. Now, it was through what? The magic, aka wisdom teachings of what? The God Tahuti, that the eye what? Realized who it was and agreed to return back where? To Ra. When you enlighten your spirit, when you become conscious of who you are, you're able to go back home. Why? Because they recognize you. You can't go home if you don't know yourself. You don't know who you are. You can't go home. That's the concept. So understand that. Well, the spirit come here to learn a lesson. That lesson is to know thyself. They could, excuse me. I took that mantra, know thyself, because it covers a whole spectrum of everything that you need to know in order to know yourself. So there's no simple. And they knew a lot of stuff. They just left it that little phrase, and it covers a whole lot of stuff. That's the concept. So watch this. Now, upon the eye's return, however, the eye, he took the left eye and sent it out. That's his consciousness. When he came back, being who he is, he replaced the eye. So the eye came back and, we got a problem. Instead of 2 eyes, he got 3. See where I'm going with that? So to appease, all right, let me. That's my story. When I tell, that's what I tell. This is. Let me tell you this. Sorry about that. So when the eye, upon the return, the eye, however, watch this, found that Ra had what replaced it with another eye. She was. I said she. It's a female aspect. She wasn't too happy. So in order to pacify her, Ra placed it on where? His brow, right here, in the form of the Uraeus, where it could what? Rule the world. Uraeus, the serpent, is protection of Ra. It's supposed to spit evil doers. It can spit its venom 6 feet away. That's where they got that 6 feet apart nonsense, like the cobra venom, those 6 feet. And that's why he used to protect himself. So that happened to the eye. Okay, let me move on. Now, that's one variation. Okay, that's one variation to the story. Now, the story holds that another story holds that the left eye of Ra went into Nubia in the form of the lioness. Again, I tell a story how he sent Sekhmet down, which is Hedu in the lioness form, to kill all the unrighteous. And it started out okay. But what happened was the unrighteous and the righteous started looking the same. Either the righteous started getting unrighteous or the unrighteous started getting more righteous, and it didn't make a difference to Sekhmet. She'd eaten everybody. Okay, so that was one of the stories. And Hedu, right this, Hedu in her aspect of the destroyer. Remember, hell has no fury like a woman scorned. You don't want an angry female. Just saying. And brothers, we all been there. We all know that. So that's where that comes from. Okay. Now, she, in her aspect of the destroyer of evil and unrighteousness. Remember, righteousness, evil, good is evil's enemy. So they're going to go to war. That's the holy war inside yourself. You're fighting against yourself or your higher self. Good, evil. Okay, simple. Now, when Ra heard this, okay, everybody's complaining. Yo, my man, she she tearing stuff up. We need some help. And he sent the Nubian god at that time. We look at a different aspect, which is Ari him Nefer, a form of Shu. Again, we another again Shu. And you got Tahuti to bring what? The eye back. They took the form of baboons, symbols of wisdom, and soon found the eye where, near the mountain of the sunrise, where Asar was born. The eye refused to leave. Why? Because it had learned to what? Enjoy its new existence in the physical body on earth in time and space. So it forgot who it was. Conceptually, that's where we're going with this. Now, it was destroying, what's this? Those who had committed sins, who plotted against Ra, the unrighteous, while on earth, and Tahuti, who worked his magic on the eye and did what? Brought it back to its senses, talked it down, calmed it down, put it back to rationale. And another version, the story holds that Ra sent Shu and Tufnu in search of the eye. No, the eye went and see, I ain't going there, but yeah, everybody got a different story depending on where you are and depending on what point they're trying to make. Right now, I'm trying to get you to understand that the eye represents conscious in man, the spirit that don't know who it is, hence know thyself. So I'm trying to get you the concept across. The eye resists again, and in the struggle, shed tears. Watch this. Now, here's another story how man was born. And from the tears grew what? Men and women from Ra's tears. That ain't even saying Ra, that's saying Hadu. No mix up in the story. See, when you know one thing, if somebody try to tell you something that's contrary to what you know, not what you believe, what you know, you can correct them and get the clarity. But if you don't know or you just believe, you can't do nothing but listen and take what they say, and then you're gonna parrot to the next person. That's how it go on and on, moving on. So this was a clever way. Watch this. It was really a play on words because the words for tears Remtu, R-E-M-T-U, is that fell from the eyes of Ra. There we go. Okay, now, and the word for men is Reth, R-E-T-H. I don't know how the two is similar, but they say, yeah, Reth or R-U-T-H-U, Rethu. Now, have what? Similar sounds in ancient Egyptian language, okay? Now, what's this? It's a play on words that sustains the idea. Remember, it's an idea that what? Human beings came from out of what? The sorrow of God, aka Ra, or our souls are leaving him and becoming human beings. Watch this. So the tears fall from him. We become human in physical form and we leave him by becoming one. In essence, individuals separate themselves from who? Their divine self by not knowing themselves and think they're human. So get the concept. Now, the relationship of tears to man symbolizes the idea, watch this, that humankind is the expression of the desire of who? The divine self to have what experiences. I tell you, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. God wants to experience himself in all his glory, so he able to duplicate and replicate himself over and over again. And every time he do that, he don't add nothing and he don't lose nothing. That's the beauty part. Understand it. So watch this. Now he realizes that the desires of divine self, the tears of man symbolizes the idea that humankind is the expression of the divine, the desires of the divine self to have human experiences in the realm of what? Time and space. Watch this. Furthermore, tears are what? A symbol of human expression. I don't cry out of disappointment or pain or hurt. I cry out of joy. I don't know what that's about. I've been like a babbling idiot for the last few years. I said, what the what? So something to that. Personally, I don't know where, how it is, but yeah, if a feel good story, man, I'm balling. So yeah, it's heartfelt. Trust me. All right, that's where your emotions lie. Now, it implies what? That human experience is a sorrowful condition. Why? Because your consciousness has been what? Degraded itself to the level of gross, limited human experience in the form of what? An individual, aka ego, as opposed to what is expansive, limitless self of high self, godly self, true self. This contraction, what's this, in consciousness is what allows who? The ego to emerge from where? As an individual and distinct personality, where it come from? Out of nowhere. Just as a dream, your personality emerges where? Out of the thought. No, again, between the ears. Hope you're getting this. I know some of us are. But watch this. Now, instead of knowing itself as the immutable soul, the soul sees what? Itself as the ego and the world of time and space as reality. If that don't say it all right there, we think we are who we are. And unless you realize who you really are, you're going to repeat the cycle. It's called life. And part of that game is to recognize how to get off the treadmill of life and stop the reincarnation process. That's knowing thyself. That's my point. That's my goal. That's my mission to get you to understand just that. And watch this. Through this development of becoming ignorant, you would be like what? The ocean, forgetting what? That it is the ocean and believing that it is to be just a wave. Okay? That's the concept that they're trying to show you when you lack of knowing who you are, who you really are compared to who you think and believe you are. When you have lack of knowledge and understanding, that's what the concept is for. So therefore, instead of seeing yourself as encompassing all the waves, it is concerned with what? With just its transit experience, which is in the physical form. I'm just a wave, I'm just, as an individual wave. And we're comparing itself what? To other waves, more ignorant people. Watch this. Now, life, we tell, it's like a game, but it's a sorrowful from, excuse me, life is sorrowful, though it's a game, from the standpoint of what? Wisdom. Why? Because even conditions that appear to be pleasurable are what? Are in reality setting you, the individual, up for what? You ready? Disappointment, frustration later on. Why? Because no positive situation can what? Last indefinitely. With my pen. In this physical world, we're going to body is going to expire. Be it somebody shooters, killers, poison, whatever happens, the body will exist. Stop living. And the spirit will just leave that body. And if it's not enlightened, it's gonna find another body. That's the cycle. But if you enlighten yourself, know yourself while you're in the body, when the body run out, oh, you go home. That's the concept. Trying to get that point across clear to you. Where I'm at down here. Okay, did that. Okay, just okay. Here you go. So now, in this physical world, also the pursuit of what? Worldly pleasures. That's the ego. That right there. Whatever you pursue in this physical form that's in this realm, that's all ego. Raise your concept, raise your consciousness to be better. Why? To know who you really are, not this physical person. Please understand that. And when your pursuits in the world of pleasure, what comes with pleasure? Pain. It sets you up sets up what? Mental impressions that will survive even after death of the body, and that leads to the soul to what? Further incarnate in such, excuse me, because it's still in search of what? Fulfillment, desires of the flesh, and that's the ego. Therefore, the sages say that what? All life is what? Painful to the wise. Why is this? This is why Sema, which is yoga, philosophy, right? Thinking philosophy, emphasizes what? Going where? Beyond the pleasure and pain in order to transcend. Again, rise above that bondage of what? Physical time and space. In the physical form, we have limitations, but up here we don't. And that's where everything starts and finishes. Understand that. So watch this. This can be accomplished, by what? Turning away. Here you go. Turn from the world which is illusionary and seeking to discover your higher self, which is aka your real self. If the world is what you aspire to be part of, when death come knocking, you don't want to leave. Why? Because you love it here. You don't want this is so you're happy here. If you get attached to this world, trust me, don't get too attached with it. Why? It ain't gonna last that for so long. 20 years is the max of what they say. So physical form for 120 or eternity from spiritual conceptualized understanding. I'll take the concepts of knowing thyself any day. Let me wrap this up. See, all right, let me here wrap this up. Now, the problem is what? The masses of people who don't have what? Spiritual, they say sensitivity, I say spiritual knowledge, put up with what? The world and its ups and downs due to what? Lack of knowledge, aka reflectiveness. Same thing. Having been taught what? From their youth by family and society to look for happiness where in the world they do not know any better. So that's why we got teachers like myself to help you. And through the development of what? Wisdom and reflection, you, the aspirant right thinker, can develop what? An intuition which transcends what? Pleasure and pain, mean the physical world, and move where? Beyond the world of ordinary human, aka right thinkers, through what? Experience as the source of happiness. You know that this world, physical world, don't give you what you need. It's all between the ears. It's called spiritual and mental, heart, mind, coherence. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I'll be back.